shark bait that has such teeth, dear.
In Wisconsin, you were allowed to marry your house. Now, at first I found that peculiar, but then here's what's really peculiar. I bet it's one of the few marriages where it's okay to go in the back door.
I thought you'd have a fat kid joke that, like marry me kind of.
Around the house, something like that.
Just,
Well, go ahead.
No, I'm not going to self-deprecate.
No, back door just sounded like good. Well, welcome to Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk. This is our March Madness edition, even though we're not going to speak one thing about March Madness. But I thought in this, a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So there we are. This is our March Madness edition. And hello, Brian Mahoney, wherever you are. How about that? We are the only Category 5 podcast in the universe. And that includes this garage, which we call the Cathedral. So right here, we're the only Category 5 here, and in a little bigger area too. That's how that works. And we're also alcohol influencers.
Yes.
And so far we've had we've gone to sayings about alcohol. And we had Ernest Hemingway, and we had Winston Churchill, and I don't know if this woman is quite on their level. Tina Fey.
Okay.
Tina Fey is pretty funny though.
She's hot too.
Oh man, I don't know if we talked about this probably about 95 shows ago. If I could be on a deserted island with one woman, it would be her, because not only is she good looking, she's funny. It would. The time would go a lot better because, there's some good-looking bimbos in the world, but you got to talk, after my, 25 seconds, I need something else to do. So anyway, Tina Fey said, in a study, scientists report that drinking beer can be good for your liver. I'm sorry, did I say scientists? I meant Irish people.
Yeah.
That's from Tina Fey.
Right.
Now, this episode, as you're watching it, has a name, but for me it doesn't. For me, at this point right here, it's just number 148. 148. And what we do is we take the one off, because there aren't a lot of athletes that are number 148.
Right.
Unless you go to an all-star basketball camp, and there's 1 through 350, and then there will be a 148. And I have an amusing story about that someday.
Ooh,
someday.
I like it.
But we're going with number 48 right now. And Tiny, what do you have?
Yeah, this was a tough one, and I did actually look it up, and I had a guy in mind, and I was right about his number. I hope I didn't steal it from you, because.
Oh, definitely not.
Okay, it's a pirate.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Jared Hughes.
Okay, no, that's a good one though.
He's from that team, the blackout game team.
Yeah.
And he was the guy that sprinted from the.
I liked him.
And he was one of those guys. Look, I bitched about sports and how they're terrible to watch, but one thing I still do appreciate about sports is these guys are dyingly loyal to each other. And Jared Hughes was one of those dudes. Remember McCutcheon was always the dude getting beamed by all the other teams in the Central Division. Hughes was the guy against the Reds.
Absolutely. I do remember
Hughes
that.
came out and said, fuck you. You're going to beat our best player? Fuck off. And he clunked their dude. It was like, fuck you. I'm going to do it again, too, if you keep hitting them. And I always respected him for that. I'm a big fan of his, so that's my guy.
Okay, no, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's probably better than my two, because mine are both, one just played for the Pirates for a year. He actually was good other places, actually in Cleveland. Do you know Sudden Sam McDowell? You ever heard of that name?
I don't know that I have.
Sam McDowell, first of all, he is a Pittsburgh guy, but like I said, he played most of the time with the Indians. And that is correct, you political people. They weren't the fucking Guardians then, and they shouldn't be the fucking Guardians now.
Amen.
But we don't talk politics or religion here, so I'll stay away from that, even though I don't even know that's politics or religion. That's just bullshit.
Yeah, it's nonsense. Who cares?
Anyway, Sudden Sam, I met him. I knew his brother pretty well. Unfortunately, I met him at his brother's funeral.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that's a...
Yikes.
I'm kind of bringing it down here a little bit. But Sutton had 2,453 strikeouts in his career.
Okay.
And the one interesting thing about him, not that there are more than that, most people would warm up from like 20 feet and then move back to 30 feet, 40 feet, and then to 60 feet, 6 inches.
Yeah.
McDowell, I read, warmed up at like 85 feet. And then he just moved in. And he said by the time he was throwing from 60, he felt like he was just firing it. And he could fire it too. Like if me and you did that, it probably wouldn't be quite as effective as it was for Sam.
I'd be tired before I got to 60.
I wouldn't be able to throw at the 80. I'd be throwing those fucking pop-ups.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Sam McDowell, who is still around, by the way.
Okay.
And the other one is Rimp Lanier.
That's
R-I-M-P, Rimp Lanier. And poor Rimp, he only he played for the Pirates in a September call-up, 1971. They won the World Series that year.
Did, yeah.
But Rimp obviously didn't play by that point. Rimp was in 6 games. He got the pinch run once and pinch hit 5 times.
Okay.
Now, he got hit by a pitch once, but he ended up over 4. He only struck out once, though. Put it in play 3 times.
Okay.
But poor Rimp ended up with a 0.000 average. I did read, however, that he became a scout that kind of opened up the Latin America, which if you watch the World Baseball Classic, that's done pretty fucking well.
Pretty good.
Latin America.
Good talent.
It's amazing how many guys they have. I look at the population, I'm thinking, how do they have all these damn good guys?
Yeah.
Okay, there you got it. Jared Hughes, Sam McDowell, and Rimp Lanier, all number 48 for the Pirates.
Boy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But now we're moving on, because this is the March Madness edition, but we're not going to talk about March Madness. But we are going to talk about New Scientist magazine. I read the headlines, so Tiny doesn't have to, and you don't have to. And by the way, that's right. Now you know it's Tiny, but you didn't know it before. That's Tiny. I'm the Prince of Pittsburgh. But you didn't know I looked like that, did you? Because of this mask. I'm gonna wear this for 2 segments.
Okay.
And then I'm not that much into March Madness. Anyway, New Scientist magazine. Healthy habits in your 50s could pay dividends in old age. Why the hell do they tell me this now? That doesn't do me any good. I'm beyond that.
Yeah.
Where was New Scientist magazine then?
Yeah.
So not going to do me one bit of good.
Yeah.
Second headline, the first apes to walk upright could have evolved in Europe. No. Okay. This is a science magazine.
Right.
Aren't they supposed to tell us what it did instead of could have evolved? But I don't even know. I think the first apes to walk upright weren't in Europe.
Well, I mean, maybe, I don't know. If I learned to walk upright, I'd be in a more temperate climate.
Oh, no, I think they were down east for sales.
If they were trampy apes, they'd be in north for sale.
Yes, right. They were the first ones to lay down. And once again, this magazine tries to tell us how we're thinking.
Yeah.
Global sea levels are much higher than we thought. I think they're about exactly what I thought. About you?
No, I know my sea levels.
You know, I've been out there.
Yeah.
I've been on the shore. I look at sea level, and it looks exactly how I expected it to.
Sorry, don't tell me that.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, a creek will go a little high after a big rain, but no.
But I expected that.
Exactly. Exactly what we expect. So don't tell us, New Scientist magazine, you pieces of shit. Okay, couple things this week. I told you I joined Planet Fitness,
yes,
right?
Sir.
I'm in the locker room the other day, and this guy walks in, kind of weirdly. I mean, he was okay, but he was a little jittery and looked around, and he was definitely older than you and younger than me. Okay. So he's walking around, and as I got to my locker, I noticed there was a razor. And I'm not talking a computer, I'm talking about an old-fashioned razor. I'm thinking, that's probably not the safest place for that to be, but I mean, it was kind of in the corner in front of a locker. I guess some guy shaved and set it down for them.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Weirdo, like I said, I kind of noticed him just because he gave me a little uneasy feeling.
Yeah.
He walked out and he walked back in, and he's kind of walking around jittery. He grabs a razor and puts it in his pocket.
Oh,
and then as he's walking out, he looks around again, like Did anyone see me?
Oh, no.
He's stealing a used razor.
So gross.
And he's worried. Excuse me. He's worried someone's going to like call him on it.
Right.
I was happy as shit he took it the hell out of there. So I didn't sit down on that motherfucker.
Right. Oh, so gross.
It is. I'm out too. And then I haven't brought these two up for a while.
No.
Huckamuck fucking Meghan. Okay, I read an article that was very negative about them. But the two negative things were they were in the country of Jordan.
Okay.
And the two negative things were they had a big argument, and then they realized that people saw them because they were in public. And then they both turned on their outer and acted like everything was okay.
Yeah.
So, but the article said they don't know how much longer things are going to. They have a lot of differences. And then the other thing the article said is this wasn't a great time to be traveling to the Mideast because of the obvious reason. And they even said because of royalty things and what they would think.
Yeah.
But my thing is, were there kids with them?
Yeah,
Hell no!
Yeah.
No, they never take their kids. They talk about children of the world, and they don't take care of their own two. You watch. I'll be dead, but one of those two is going to be a total fuck up.
Well, and you know what else is going to happen? They're going to get divorced, and all of a sudden, guess who's going to want back in the royal family?
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to get divorced and have to give up half of his money, and then all of a sudden he's going to, hey, Daddy, how about letting me back in?
And it may happen. Yeah. I think they hate Meghan enough that
they probably
if he disowns her, they'll back on him again.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Couple more things. Last week's surveys. Catfish was the worst. Do you like catfish?
I do like catfish.
Do you?
There used to be a place in Erie called Joe Roots, and they call them catfish nuggets, and they were just like pieces of deep fried breaded catfish. They were really good.
Well, guess what? Maybe if you participated in a fucking survey, it wouldn't have come in last. How about that?
I only do that in protest.
And the favorite mustache was David Babbage.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one. I didn't vote for him, but that was a good one. I can't argue with that.
I'm jealous of good mustaches.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
Although I got to keep looking. So I said, this is only going to last 2 segments. I can't keep doing that. But go on either Facebook or our website. It's there's 9 ice cream treats, and you pick your favorite 3. Or this is a good one if you're a sports fan or a Steeler fan, because it's pick your seat on the plane, and they have Steeler-related people all throughout the plane. And that's a pretty good one, actually, I think.
Sure.
You might actually play this week,
I might do that one.
Okay. All right, good. And I know you can't just pick 3 favorite ice cream treats because you like all fucking 9. Okay. Not that we haven't been entertaining enough, but why should you watch this thing? By the way, I did look this up. This is the 60th edition of Dear Tiny.
Jesus.
The 60th edition.
Good.
That's hard to believe.
That's crazy.
But it's going to be tap. We did that one other time. I'm going to read 3 real letters from Dear Abby. Tiny's going to do it. Abby's going to do it. And then Prince is going to do it. You're going to get 3 different answers. Then I have a story that happened to me 35 years ago. I told it one time on this show, but almost 3 years ago, I'd say it's about time I tell that again. We have 4 Transylvanian brain freezes. It's week 2 of the movie and the music game. Remember, the movie, we are sequels. Music, we are sounds. Sequels and sounds. Boy, that's alliteration. Yeah. How about that? And then I do have an Argy Bargy. I told you last week it would be about the Pirates, but something else pissed me off. I'll have to go to the Pirate one next week. And Hell's Half Acre, we got Monet against Andrea the Giant. Monet versus Andrea the Giant. And the Samurai Chatter, it's one main question this week, and it's actually inspired by you, Tiny. What's the most money you would pay for a concert or a sporting event or a one-time happening, and what would that be? And then we finish up with a quote from Rodney Dangerfield. So stay tuned. We'll try to entertain you.
Dear Abby, my feet are far too long. My hair's falling out.
Listen to this. Oh, what a nice sound. Okay, this is Dear Tiny, as you know, the 60th edition. And today it's, you get to hear from Tiny, you get to hear from Abby, and you get to hear from the Prince. And 3 real letters that have gone to Dear Abby, and Tiny's never heard these before.
I'm not.
And but he's going to give the advice first, then I'll tell you what Abby said, then I'll see what I have to say, and you can pause and you can do what you say, and you can get this on the home version of our game. You know, how about that? All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
My wife's nephew is getting divorced. The process seems to be amicable. There was no cheating or abuse. They have 2 children, even though the soon-to-be ex, Michelle, has always been welcoming and nice. My wife's family has circled the wagons. They no longer talk to her and have made it clear I can't either. I don't think that's right. Michelle has done nothing wrong and has been cordial to us. My wife says to stay out of it and never contact her. I think that's immature. I realize my thoughts don't matter. However, I'm thinking about contacting Michelle to say I feel bad about being in this position and apologize. I think if I did, I'd feel better about myself and should know that everyone doesn't hate her. Should something happen to my wife's nephew, I would have some basis for connection to the children. What do you think? Navigating change in Illinois. You're first.
Oh, I'm first.
Yeah.
I kind of like where he's going with this. My guess is Michelle's kind of hot. I think he's trying to tag her on the side.
Boy, you just stole my thunder.
I think this is a great idea. Keep that window of opportunity there. There's no doubt. Yes.
Okay.
Because listen, you can't tell me if she ain't hot, he doesn't give a flying fuck whether he talks to that bitch or not. Come on, man. Come on.
Unless she gave some great head in the past or something.
Yeah, maybe he's part of the reason they're
it could be.
Sure.
See, Abby said, I think you are more mature than your wife's family. You are an adult. You should do what you feel is right. So maybe she's saying the same thing we are. Maybe what he feels is right is banging back in the cow. Yeah. So maybe all 3 of us say, navigating. Banger. Okay.
Young stuff.
Exactly. Okay. It's going to go downhill from here. All right, next one. My father left our family when I was in 6th grade. Because he had cheated on my mom numerous times, he was removed from his ministry and went into education. So he became a teacher.
Of course. There you go.
I tried to resolve my feelings with him, but he would never admit his faults. When I finally asked him to tell me the truth, he refused. I am now in my 60s and still angry at him. I have a wonderful wife and 2 beautiful kids that he has never met. Before he dies, I'd like to tell him how I feel about him and ask him about one more time to tell the truth. Is this worth the effort? He's 92. I don't have much time. What do you say, Tiny?
Fuck no, it is not worth the... Why do people fucking care about... I don't understand. I don't get this. Every time it comes up about trying to incorporate people into their life, and they have grandkids they've never seen, but God, I don't care. No, why does anybody want more family in their life than they already have? No, pare away as much as you can. No. I mean, listen, even if he's banging little boys he was doing the thing, okay, who cares? Just let it go. My God, you're 60 and you're still pissed about this? You've lived your whole fucking life and you're still mad at your dad for cheating. Holy fuck, get over it.
Okay.
God.
Here's what Abby, boy, that could be an Argy Bargy right there. Here's what Abby had to say. Your efforts will be better spent if you meet with your father and tell him you forgive him for his transgressions. Do this not for him, but for yourself, to free you from the burden of anger you have carried for all these years, and you will continue to carry after his demise. I say, he's 92. Tell him he's a banker. Put a gun there and tell him open the safe. Open the safe. He won't fucking know. Take his fucking money. He screwed He screwed your mother over. You might as well screw him.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's
like
doing
it.
anymore.
I like it.
Yeah, take his money,
Yeah.
damn it.
They're
Take his
not going to
money.
believe him. You say, give me a gun. No, he didn't give you a gun. Who do you talk about?
You stupid son of a bitch. Okay, one more. Okay, my college roommate and I became close friends. I always thought he was a little bit arrogant. When I caught him getting upset that a girl liked me and not him, I realized he has always been about comparing and competing. At age 30, after we ended up working for the same company, we had a falling out. I'm sure he has his complaints about me, but I am no longer interested in being his friend. We're 36 now and still involved in our fantasy football league, so we see each other from time to time. We're generally civil to each other, especially for the sake of the league. Well, now he wants to rekindle the friendship and keeps asking me to hang out. I've made excuses so far, and I wish he would take a hint, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to eventually tell him that I'm not interested in hanging out. I don't want to hurt his feelings any more than I have to. Please help. What do you say?
Man, I don't know. In the competition thing, when it comes to the chicks, I don't know. I can't relate to that all that well. But, man, when it comes to competition or anything else, I've told you this before. There's nothing I miss more than just competing. Even if we were doing it when we were old and out of shape and whatever, I still just miss that. So if it were anything other than chicks, I'd be like, bring it on, motherfucker. Let's go. But if it's about going out into the bar and going and trying to get on chicks, last thing it's hard enough for me to get on chicks. I don't need competition so I'd probably keep making reasons to not go out. If he wants to go play hoop or something and compete, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
If you want to go fuck her. I don't care that much. Go fuck that chick then. Have at it.
Okay. Abby said you're not obligated to have anything more to do with this person than you wish. If only the two of you. Let's see. Continue where you've been. Which he says, oh boy, I'm not reading this very well. Hold on. Keep blowing him off, and eventually he may take the hint. That's basically what she said.
I can't believe she hasn't brought in a therapist.
I know, none of these three.
You're
right. You're right. That's pretty good. And what I say is, put a gun to his head, tell him to go to the safe and take out all his money. How about that? Maybe I should have said that on the first one too, instead of banging the shit. Well, bang her and then take her money.
Yeah, right.
So everyone, put a gun to their head, go to the safe and get their money, and then problems are solved. How about that? We'll be back with a story from my life, probably I don't know, is it my most important story?
It's pretty significant.
It's pretty big. It's pretty big.
Welcome to the Dive Bar Show. We hope you have some fun. Crack a beer with the
Welcome
Dive Bar
back to
Show.
Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk. Sometime we both tell stories, although he forgets half the fucking time anyway, so I don't feel so guilty I didn't ask him this
I
week.
still haven't thought of either one. I still don't know if they were.
Yeah, he suggested two different segments, and both times he forgot. So this week I did not include him. But here's a little tease. Next week, we got an interview during this time. We haven't got an interview for a while. Yeah, we got a pretty good interview for next week. So you make sure you stay tuned next week. Not to turn it off now necessarily, because this is one of my significant stories. It happened 35 years ago, almost to the day, maybe to the day, depending on when you're watching. Anyway, it was like March 17th. My wife was pregnant, by the way. And I guess that's a pretty important part of this story. And I wasn't really into having a kid that much. I had cable TV, you know. Exactly. I didn't really. So she signed us up for the Lamaze classes, and I went to those about as often as I went to class in college. And when I did go, I listened a little. I had a little attitude about this, if you couldn't tell. So I didn't learn much about that. And then it was March 17th, and we went to the hospital. She was feeling those contractions, and it's called a false labor. And you go to what it is. You go to the hospital, and you keep walking around because they want it to pop out, and then it didn't. So that went all night, and nothing happened. That was like, I think, a Friday night. I think it was. Maybe a Saturday night. The next Saturday, so we're obviously it's close to happening.
Yeah.
The next Saturday I had tickets for the regional finals. I lived in Charlotte at the time.
Okay.
March Madness regional finals.
Yeah.
And I said, you better not have a fucking kid during this. I've never been to a regional final.
Right.
I want to watch this. And she went with me. And it was like in the first half, and she says, I'm getting these contractions. I said, oh, fuck. But we made it through. Nothing, no problems. I said, do you want to go to the hospital? No, I'm fine. And we even went out to eat. We went to, for those of you NASCAR fans, I don't think it's there anymore, but in Charlotte, the Sandwich Construction Company was where almost all of the pit crews went to eat almost every day. Oh, yeah. I wish I was a bigger fan because all the pit crews were there all the time.
Yeah.
That wasn't my thing,
Yeah.
but it was okay. So we go home, and after the Sandwich Construction Company, she's feeling more contractions again, which I kind of thought. So we go to the hospital. I think, okay, we're gonna have the kid, and same shit as the week before. Walk around, and damn, we're walking around, but nothing's fucking happening. So she at least gets to sleep in the bed. I get that piece of shit hospital chair,
right.
And I probably got a real solid hour and a half.
That fake plastic.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
So, okay, they send us home. So it's Sunday now, and I go home, and okay, I personally saw the regional final in Charlotte. There's obviously basketball regional finals on TV the next day.
Yep.
And I watch those and just kind of hang around all day. My wife's been asleep for a while. I watch the basketball games. I watch the news. 11:30, I go upstairs to bed. I thought, okay, I'm going to get a good night's sleep, go to work tomorrow. I probably got to sleep 11:40. 11:50. 11:50. 10 minutes later, after an hour and a half sleep the night before.
Right.
Hey, these contractions are coming closer, and I'm thinking, fuck. I've been through this 2 fucking times.
Right.
So I said, do I have to do something? She said, yeah. So I said, well, I'm taking a damn shower. I wasn't in a hurry at all. I went in and took a shower, and I'm getting my clothes on, and I think we called the doctors to tell them we're coming in. And I hear some kind of noise, and she says that she was in the bathroom. My water broke. And I don't know exactly what that means because I didn't really listen at Lamar's class when I was there. I knew it meant something, but I didn't know exactly. So, okay. Her water breaks, so she gets her clothes on, and we're going to go to the hospital. And she's walking awful fucking slow. And then we get to my car, and we live in this little apartment complex, and she's yelling at the top of her lungs. And let me just give you a little back story. In this apartment complex, three times after a softball game, I had buddies over where we just drank outside and weren't doing anything crazy. People called the cops on me 3 times. My neighbors, 3 times they called the cops on me because they said we were making too much noise. Now, she's screaming at the top of her fucking lungs, and I'm looking for a light to go on.
Right.
I'm beating the fuck out of her. Come down, call the cops. I need some help here. Nothing. So I'm trying to get in her car. She says, I can't get in there. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? And now we walk back into the apartment, and our step is about 3 inches, okay? And she has trouble getting up there. And I'm thinking, aren't you being a little fucking dramatic here? What the
Mr.
fuck?
Sympathy. Mr. Sympathy.
I'm thinking, I'm not having any problem. Why would you?
Yeah.
So I get her
A
in.
recurring theme here. This just happened at a sporting event where she needed help with the cheerleader. You've never really been a supporter for...
Or she's never been really healthy or going attitude. There's 2 ways to look at that shit.
Anyway.
The only problem is that at that last story, at least there was a hot cheerleader. There's no hot cheerleader in this story, unfortunately. So anyway, we get in the house, and I don't know why I'm turning these cards because I know the story pretty well.
I would hope,
And she's just standing there. I said, well, you want to get on the couch? I can't. I'm thinking, you can't get up a you can't get on the damn.
Yeah.
And she says, pull my pants down. I'm thinking, holy shit.
If I had a nickel.
So I pull her pants down.
Yeah.
And there's a head. There's a human head.
There it is.
Sticking right there. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness. Maybe that's why some of the shit's been going on. So now I lay her down on the floor and pull her pants off. And that head's still just there.
Right.
And my wife looks at me and she said, what's wrong? And I said,
Here
you know what's coming. I said, oh.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm
Sorry. She said, what's up? And I said, the baby's dead. And it wasn't funny then.
That's my favorite line of this podcast.
No, okay. I didn't listen to Lamont, I'll admit. But there's a head, a human head, sticking weirdly out. But it's not breathing, or any human head that I'd seen up until that point that wasn't breathing is dead, right? And any head of animal or human, it was dead. So I said, it's dead. And I think I think that's why all this shit happened.
Yeah.
And she starts crying hysterically, crying hysterically. And all of a sudden, Lora pops out.
Jesus.
I didn't even get her on a fly. I got her on a short hop because I wasn't expecting that. Left quite a stain on the carpet too. Anyway, of course, I didn't mention we had called 911 earlier, and they got lost on the way.
Jesus.
And so by the time they got there, I mean, I already had had a blanket around the kid and all that shit. And then, okay, we lived in a small apartment. They couldn't get the damn
gurney thing.
They couldn't get it in the. They said to my wife, "Do you mind walking to the door?" She said, "Well, I just gave baby on the damn. I just gave birth to a baby on the damn carpet. I guess I can do that." So they took those two away in an ambulance, and it all turned out to be okay. But I was calling a couple people, and on my second phone call, all of a sudden, all this shit hit me that just fucking happened. And
sure.
As you know, I like to drink. That was one of the nights I had to drink. And I just started firing them down. And then I had to drive to the hospital, obviously. And I took a six-pack in there with me. And I was just waiting for someone to say, hey, you can't have that in there.
Right.
I was going to say, you son of a bitch, you sent me home so my baby could be born on my fucking carpet. Don't tell me I can't fucking bring this shit in. But I don't know if I had a look on my face or what. I did. I did drink that six-pack, and then I drove home. And ironically, that daughter, Lora, that she's about to have her second kid, and I've already instructed my wife, if there's any emergency at all, you're fucking going over there, not me, because I'm not going through that shit again. That's what happened to me 35 years ago. I hope your story is a little more calm.
Transylvania brain freeze.
Listen to this sound. Oh, makes you want to open a cold one yourself, huh? Okay. Arnold Palmer today.
Yeah,
huh?
a little different. Something different.
No, I like them. I like them. Okay, we're at Transylvania brain freeze. I got 4 of them for you today. That's a bonus. Sometimes I only do 3. Now, do you ever pack your lunch for your daughter, or does she eat there?
I've had to a couple times recently.
You have?
We pack every day, and so sometimes I get pulled in.
Okay, well, then you can relate to this first one. This happened in Georgia. Parents were warned to pack lunches more carefully. You've never been warned for that, have you?
They have a list of stuff she's not supposed to take, like peanuts and all that horse shit type stuff.
Okay, well, this was even a little worse than that, because students' lunch contained a sandwich, a bag of Doritos, so far so good, and a canned lemon drop martini.
Yeah!
Which had 11% alcohol content.
Perfect. Perfect.
So police surmised that the lunch was packed by a parent who had a long night. or maybe a short night. I don't know, whatever the case may be. But
Maybe the kid just took the parents' lunch by mistake. That's all that happens.
Or maybe the kid get a little fucked up. Yeah. And then blame it on the parents. That might be the way to go.
I think most teachers would have preferred, because I think I'm a relatively calm drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I think teachers would have said, "Fuck it, be wasted and you'll be fucking quiet in class. I don't give a shit. Drink up."
Well, I think I told that story, about when I taught at Alternative High. But I may tell it again sometime in case you don't know it, because that's exactly how I felt. Yeah, more fucked up the better.
Fuck it.
Get fucked up in gym class. Health class was a lot easier for me.
Yes.
Okay, next one. This is comes from Argentina.
Ooh.
And you're not going to like this one.
Oh, no.
We kind of have something like this here. Young people in Argentina, they're identifying themselves as Therians, humans that have the spirit of animals. Yeah, exactly. They wear masks, fur, and tails to be dogs, cats, foxes, or other species. 15-year-old Aguara IDs as a Belgian Malinois.
Jesus Christ.
And organizes the group to perch in trees or cavort in the grass. She said, "I simply have moments when I like being a dog." And to tell you the truth, I'm okay with it, but that chick, she better not shit on my lawn. Or I'm going to throw something at her, that's for damn sure.
Can you imagine, though, if that happened when you were growing up in school, how relentless you and your friends would have been for somebody?
Oh, my God.
I have friends that are way worse than me when it comes to this shit. They would have been merciless.
Oh,
merciless.
I got in trouble for being merciless for a hell of a lot less than that. Yeah. Remember, I'm gonna go out and make a statement here. No one in my school would have fucking done that because of that.
Because of it.
Yeah. They wouldn't want to hear my shit.
No.
But for now, I'm older and a nicer guy. Like I said, don't shit on my lawn and
leave me alone.
Cavort in the grass for all I care. Right. Okay, we're going in Oman now. Yeah. You're going to like this one, though. 20 camels. Yeah. They were disqualified from the annual Camel Beauty Show Festival.
Oh, come on.
Well, you know why? For using cosmetic enhancements. These included, I don't make this shit up, people. These included Botox, dermal fillers, lip injections, and silicone to inflate their humps.
Nothing to make the camel toes look any better.
No, apparently not. But organizers warned that strict penalties would follow.
Yeah.
Now, I thought this was ridiculous until, it said the pageant had similar scandals in 2018 and 2021. This just happened. But prize pools often top $65 million.
Holy fuck. What?
Yeah.
For a camel? For a camel beauty contest?
So now I understand why they're doing all this shit. And
dude, we got guys here, they put rocks in fish contests to make the fish weigh more. They'd be doing all kinds of crazies for $65 million.
Why don't they just make it legal?
Seriously.
Yeah. The camels, are they really that bad off if they have bigger humps?
Holy shit.
I know.
Wow.
And that was a good one to end on. But this was brought to us by one of our living legends.
Oh.
Yeah. The Titty Guru.
Nice.
Sent me this, alerted me to this, and I read through it. I said, this has to be on. Okay. Alan Osborne. He was arrested in Henderson, Kentucky. You have any idea why he was arrested? I'm going to guess you wouldn't guess this. He was having sex with a deer, a deceased deer. Having sex with a deceased deer. And he wasn't even in a hurry about it. He's on the side of the road. A passerby drives by, watches him, calls the police. The Central City Police arrived. Osborne was covered with fur and deer blood.
Jesus God.
Now, he was charged with sexual crimes against animals. Now, my only problem was once they're dead, it's sick as shit.
It's gross.
Is it really harm? It's not
for public something, right? Not about the animals. Oh, man.
So if you see Alan Osborne at your next party, you might want to hide your pets because he might kill them and fuck them, literally. We'll be back with week 2 of season 7 of the movie game.
Tiny Prince Harrelson, what is your favorite skit? It's our show.
In the movie game, I give you 2 quotes, I give you 2 characters, and I give you 2 actors. And after it's over, I give you 2 funny things trivial things about the movie. But after those first 3 twos, you guess the movie, that's 5 points, and the year it came out, that's 1 point. And we happen to have a theme going on. We have sequels. Yeah. So it's a pretty famous movie, but you have to get the number of the movie right, which is pretty hard to do sometimes. Mm-hmm. So that's right. I better get out my scorecard. We'll show later. Oh, yeah. We'll show later because you may have to pause and think about this.
Right.
Okay, here are you ready to go, Ty?
Do it. Yeah.
Okay, matter of fact, you did good last week. Yeah. Pretty good. Okay. This is from Lee Butters said this. You have the right to remain silent, so shut the fuck up, okay? If you can't afford an attorney, we'll provide you with the dumbest fucking lawyer on earth. If you get Johnny Cochran, I'll kill you. That's worth it right there. We can stop. That was worth it right there.
That was pretty good.
Okay, and in this one, Murtaugh says, since I met Riggs, I've had my house destroyed, my car wrecked, and now my boat sunk. What's left? Another guy said, that's about it. The 2 characters are Detective Riggs and Detective Murtaugh.
Right.
And the better hint I'll give you is the 2 characters are Mel Gibson, but Chris Rock in this one.
Oh,
Chris Rock. So that gives you a little better idea. We will. You can pause if you want or look at this. Boy, we had a lot of people get last week's must have been easy.
Okay.
I said you did good, but what? 7 people got perfect.
Jeez.
Damn. Yeah, that is something. Okay. I don't. Last week was Back to the Future.
Oh,
too.
right. Yeah.
Okay, that was pretty easy.
Sure.
Okay, with Mel Gibson and Chris Rock in this one. I know you know which number it is.
I think I do.
Okay.
The key to this, before you said Chris Rock, the key to this to me was you mentioned Johnny Cochran. That it had to be after at least the first 2 because that's a reference to the OJ.
That's good. Wow.
Right, that was the OJ.
You're actually thinking a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So
must be that thinking thing you talked about last week.
Thoughts.
Right.
Yeah, with Tiny. Instead of Jack Andy. But the giveaway to me now is with Chris Rock. That tells me this is Lethal Weapon 4.
Ta-da! Oh, I didn't bring it.
Yeah.
There, how's that? All right. Yeah. Lethal Weapon 4.
But now, damn, the year.
And remember, you got to come in 1 year either way. So 1 either way, and you get that final point.
Son of a bitch. I'm gonna be wrong by a year. You watch. But it's the first one that popped into my head, 1999.
You get 1998.
I'll take it.
So if you said 97, 98, or 99, which he said, you get that right too. So Tiny comes out with a perfect 6. A perfect 6. Now we'll see how well he does in the music game coming up.
We don't give a shit. Argy Bargy. Facts of the week. Can Tiny name that
welcome
song?
Back to the music game. We have a theme, and this is going to go on for, I think, 4 seasons. How about that? Yeah, I know. I had a couple people complain already. Oh, one person said he liked it. Of course, he got it right.
Oh, wow,
and the person complaining didn't get it right.
Right.
Okay. In the music game, I always gave you lyrics, and you had to name the song for 3, the artist for 2, and the year for 1. That part stays the same, but instead of lyrics, you get some sounds from the song, not lyrics, not necessarily. Man. So, are you ready? And 2 people last week also, not only giving me shit, they thought I meant that these were going to be songs without words.
That's what I thought.
You thought too?
I thought Tequila would be the first one you do. Yeah. Anyways.
All right. No, these half words, I just don't give you them. How about that?
Okay.
To make it a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Let's do it.
And are you ready? And remember, you can pause after it's over. He can't. Okay. Oh. And I'm going to keep doing it. One more time. Okay. You know what this is?
I think I do.
Okay, well, we'll show the scores before, so people have a little chance to think. The scores of the music game weren't as good, which meant I guess I didn't do a very good job last week, but what the hell? They weren't horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, there you see the scores going into week 2. Tiny, what song is this?
I believe this is Thunderstruck by
Yes!
AC/DC.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thunderstruck, AC/DC.
The album's The Razor's Edge, and I want to say 1991.
1990.
I'll take it.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Tiny gets a perfect 6.
Yes.
Wait, did you get a 6 on the other one?
That's my first person.
Oh! Woo! Tiny.
Yeah, double 6.
Yeah. Almost everyone else has done that, with the
Yeah.
exception of Teddy Roosevelt, of
Yeah.
course. You get double 6s. Perfect
Damn.
score for the first time. There, you see, you're seeing history. Isn't this amazing? All right, tell your friends. Wake your neighbors. Okay.
Don't. I got a fact about this.
Okay.
So this song is on a soundtrack to the movie Arnold Schwarzenegger did. Last Action Hero is the name of the movie.
Funny movie.
It's a great movie.
I know.
And it got shit ratings in the thing. And here's the thing about that. The soundtrack is one of the best. There's Megadeth's on it, Anthrax. There's all these bands, AC/DC. The soundtrack to the movie is as good as the movie. It's amazing.
The problem people had with the movie is people thought it was serious,
And
but it was a comedy.
Right.
But they didn't understand.
It was great.
They didn't understand.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bring that on the movie game, but it didn't have any sequels, so I can't do that for a while. Okay, Thunderstruck, 1990, and you got a fun fact from Tiny.
There you go.
You know what, though? Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I didn't give my fun facts for the movie, did I?
I don't think you did, actually. No. You
Okay, so these are fun facts from Lethal Weapon 4. Let's see. They didn't know that the ending was going to be. It was in production, and they still hadn't written the ending. You have balls to do that.
Ready, fire, aim.
Yeah. And you'll like this one, I think. The final fight was supposed to be just between Riggs, Mel Gibson, and Wasing Co., which was who? Jet Li? Was that?
I think so.
Jet Li?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was. But in rehearsal, Jet Li was too good, and the producers and director decided there's no damn way anyone's going to believe he could beat him. He threw one punch, and Jet Li threw like 20. So it had to be a group fight at the end. Okay, sorry to overlap segments, but that happens sometimes.
It's been chaos.
It has. Okay, and we'll be back with Argy Bargy.
Hey, give us some of that Jude. Giving it all to Jack. Give it some of that
I mentioned, if you watched before, we had a big snow, about a month ago?
Yep.
I have a long half-mile driveway and couldn't get up, and we had a guy come in and plow it. And I still got stuck. He had to come back a second time, get me out. Then he had to come back a third time and plow it again. That cost me $1,050. $1,050.
You can afford it.
One fucking snow.
You can afford it.
So last week, we get done with recording this podcast, and we're driving home, and it's stormy, but we're getting down our driveway, and usually it's at the beginning when we're going in. And I said, oh, thank God we made it through. We got to the end, and it was like a forest came down, not a tree, a fucking forest. And, okay, I bought dinner. We had to climb through all this shit. I fell once. Now, I didn't spill.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
I know, I didn't tell you that. I didn't spill the soup.
There you go.
I did not spill the soup, but I did fall down. And but me and my wife walking through that foliage, but we're just getting too old to be doing this shit. I'm going to borrow a line from Patches O'Houlihan, who said we look like two retards trying to fuck a doorknob. But anyway, we had to call the same guy who had to come the next. We had said to leave the car there, and we couldn't. I couldn't leave, and she couldn't come in. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know what our bill is. It's got to be $500.
That was a big.
Yeah. Yeah, huge. So and here's the ironic thing. If this would have happened a little bit before, we just hired a guy. He's going to come cut down trees. And pay us.
Oh, log it.
If he would have come just a little earlier, he could have cut those trees and paid us some more. But no, instead, I have to pay. I'm guessing it's at least $500. Yeah. So this whole storms in the last month cost me $1,500 at the very least. So I think Mother Nature should just bend me over and stick one of her mountain ranges up my ass, because that's how I feel right now. That's my Argy Bargy. This is at least the third one you get to hear. Ha! Boy, you're getting drunk just watching us, aren't you? Yeah, I know I am. Okay, you're welcome to Hell's Half Acre. And Hell's Half Acre came from, it kind of evolved from Would You Rather. We take last week's loser, who's not usually much of a loser. Yeah. And I just showed him what's going to come next week. This is a tease. Whoever loses that one will be.
I'm excited for the Hell's Half Acre 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, we have Monet Mazur versus Andrea the Giant. Andrea the Giant. Oof. Now, okay, last week I told you I that was a horrible looking woman, and I gave a horrible obstacle. Yeah. And some people just wouldn't answer.
Yeah.
So this week I changed it up.
Oh boy.
Monet, obviously, good-looking woman. Mm-hmm. But so you do nothing. You get to do her for nothing. But for Andrea the Giant, you get a free week for two, all expenses paid, Vegas, with $10,000 in chips. If you do Andrea the Giant. So you can do Monet for nothing, or Andrea the Giant, free week, two, all expense paid trip to Vegas for 1 week, $10,000 in chips. I had written on 5,000 here, and then I had to up it.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
But okay, I'll read you comments, anonymous comments from our viewers. Mm-hmm. Monet, I'm afraid I'd be swallowed up in that black hole and be lost forever. Okay, this guy says, I'm going with the Giant.
Oh.
Monet has that Ozempic look. Let the fun times begin in Vegas.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
This guy just said Monet. This guy says, I'll take the Stay Puft Monster. Yeah, our people did pretty good this week.
Yeah, good.
This guy said 20 years ago, Andrea, today, Monet, I just want to sit home in my chair.
There you go.
Yeah, I can understand that. Mm-hmm. This guy said, I can go to Vegas anytime and get comped. Give me Monet. All right. This guy just said, Monet is my pick. This guy said he got some wise advice years ago. I guess that might have been from the Prince.
Oh.
That you look real hard and there has to be one redeeming quality about everyone. He said, I could focus on, give me Andrea, and I hope it ends quickly. Another guy, he wrote me for clarification. He said, does the mouth count? I said, no. He said, then I'll take Monet. I don't make this shit up, people. This all happened. I got two more. This guy wanted Monet. He doesn't think another girl would talk to me again if I went with Andrea. And then our final one, he said, Andrea all the way, keep the Vegas trip.
Oh!
Fat chicks try harder. I just would need a pocket full of gas station boner pills, a 24-ounce bottle of baby oil, and 2 Monster energy drinks. I would violate those folds, give her the best 3 inches of her life.
Yes.
Okay. Our viewers did way better than we could do there. I'll give you a vote and me a vote, but it's not going to top that.
No. Well, listen, I think you're gonna talk about Barlow money here. 10 grand is not enough for me.
No.
And even, this is hypocritical because this is going to segue to the samurai chatter, but I've been to Vegas. It's just okay. I don't have to go there. So I could accomplish the same thing in Atlantic City I could Vegas, and I would need a lot more than 10. So it's Monet all the way for me. I'm a very shallow person. I've admitted that to you about 4 times today.
Yes, you have.
Off the air.
And it's been accurate.
So yeah, I'm Monet all the way.
Okay, I don't have your money. I've been to Vegas too, not as many times as you have been, and I don't love it.
Once, yeah.
Okay, I didn't love it either, but I think I'd bet like $1 and cash in the other 9,999. And
there you go.
Although if I'd by myself, I'd go up to the what's that ranch called? The
Bunny Ranch.
Bunny Ranch.
Yeah.
And have a hell of a time. Yes. But anyway,
Air Force Amy.
And okay, I like extremes. It can't get much. I've done some fat women in my life, but Andre the Giant, nothing like her.
Boy.
So I think I'd like to give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
You.
I'll take the chips. I'll take Vegas, and I'll take Andrea. I'm not quite as strong as our one guy that said keep the Vegas. But anyway, with all that, Monet with our votes, Monet wins 8-5. 8-5. Yeah, wow. Good race. Good race. We'll be back with Samurai Cheddar.
Well, I believe in UFOs. That's what gets me every time.
Welcome back. This is the final segment, Samurai Cheddar.
Before we get into it, real quick, I just want to give a shout out. My reverse bandana this week is tribute to Scott Hall. He passed away like 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
This week, and he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So shout out to the bad guy.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not trying to bring us down, but I don't usually just do something stupid like this.
At least when I said Brian Mahoney, he may watch.
Yeah,
you bring up a dead motherfucker that most people don't know.
Oh no, people know. Razor Ramon, yeah, people know.
Anyway, Samurai Cheddar has nothing to do with that, which is kind of par for the course for this show, especially the last segment. But this is a pretty interesting question here, I think, or actually questions. Yep. I asked about 10, 12 people of our viewers, what's the most, and you inspired this, what's the most you would pay for a concert, sporting event, or other major happening that's like a one-shot deal, not a week-long thing. Yeah. And then I asked them, okay, once you give me that, what would the event be that you would pay to see that much for? And I got a lot of varying answers here. Okay. So we keep it anonymous. This wasn't supposed to be in order, but this is the most expensive one. Okay. One guy, and you're gonna know what kind of fan he is. He'd pay $5,000 to see the Browns in Super Bowl.
Wow. Yeah. I know who you're talking about, I think.
No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's even more surprising, this guy.
Oh, okay.
I told him he's probably going to get the same as money. But, I mean, doesn't that have to happen sometime? And he's not old, so I'm going to guess he's going to get a chance.
Oh, okay.
I think he will get a chance to see that.
Good for him.
You know, they've never been in the Super Bowl. And what are we, at 60?
Up there.
Okay, this person, no, this was cheap. We go from $5,000.
Yeah.
This person said $100 for the NCAA basketball championship. She's going to have to dig a little deeper.
Yeah,
you're getting in that for $100.
No, not even nosebleeds.
No, hell no. $100? What a cheap ass. Yeah. Okay. This guy said he'd go $750. Some people had problems with his question, by the way. He went $750, but by some of their comments that I'm not even saying.
Oh, okay.
He said he wanted to go out of town to see a generational talent like Ohtani. I mean, I want to see Ohtani too, but not for $750, I don't think. Would you?
Get $20, $30 ticket at PNC.
Exactly.
I'll stand in the rotunda and watch them up.
Okay, this person said $500 for the Masters, and I think they did that. This person said $1,200 for Pirates Game 7 World Series. Now I'm going to shoot on ahead because another viewer said $4,500 for the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they would just pay that much for the Pirates to get there. Like, boy, would I pay?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, exactly. This person said, and she's full of shit, $300 for the Rolling Stones.
Good luck.
I'm pretty sure she's already paid more than that because I went and saw them years ago, not even the best seats, and it was more than that.
Yeah, I saw them in 2008, and I think I paid more than that. That was 2008 when Pearl Jam opened for them.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't want to mention names, but she has Barlow money for a reason. I don't know if she still watches us or not. I'll find out by that, huh? This person said $500 to see Dolly Parton. What do you think?
Naked, maybe.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, she'd be in my $500 club. No, definitely. Now that we're talking about that. Yeah. Okay. This guy said $2,500 to see Pitt in the national title game.
Wow.
Now, he's not going to have to spend that if he's talking about basketball. Oh, he might even talk about football, come to think of it. But even that's going to be tough.
Sure.
I don't know if they're ever going to. They're going to have to be lucky. Now, this person, the cheapest one on our group.
That could be anybody. I know a lot of cheap fucks in
Me too, but she said the highest she'd go is $50 to $100.
You can't get into high school.
And then she went on to say she'd like to see the Clarks on the boat, and then she'd really like them in free concerts in the park. And the last guy here said $1,000 March Madness Final Four.
Okay.
And man, that's still a lot though. And for those of you, I didn't get to do this because I had skipped class 4 times in a row. The championship's in Indianapolis this year, and I was in grad school. It was in Indianapolis then, which isn't far from Miami of Ohio.
Right.
And someone went to the Final Four on Saturday. They said all those people that lose sell their tickets, and you can get into the final game really cheap. The Final Four costs a bunch, but the final does not cost a bunch.
Interesting.
But like I said, I missed this class met once a week, and I skipped it 4 straight weeks. It was Monday night, and I thought, boy, I kept staying at Kent all those extra years. I don't want to stay at Miami for an extra year, so
right.
I better fucking go.
Okay.
I'm going to give mine real quick because this was all inspired by you, and you can tell your story. I am pretty cheap, but I've already paid $2,000 for a Super Bowl ticket. So obviously, I guess I'd do. When my first thought, I'd say, $1,000, but I've already done $2,000. That was 20 years ago. That was Super Bowl 40.
Right.
So I guess my answer is $2,000 to see the Steelers in the Super Bowl, and maybe the Pirates too. But I do got it. The only thing I'll say is it was worth it to me because they won.
Yeah.
Had they lost, I'd have said, man, I just wasted that fucking money.
Sure.
Okay, but let's get to your story.
Well, I don't know if you're referencing a specific one, you might want to tell me which, because I'm going a way different way.
The one you're going to.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Jesus Christ, you're stupid as fuck.
Well, that's not the question, because I would pay more for a different scenario.
All right, then give that too, then.
Okay, well, I'll try to be quick, because we're already, but
yeah, over an hour. Yeah.
So this from the last one, I'm going to see Metallica play at the Sphere in Vegas in October, and tickets for that are very expensive to the point. It's 2 shows, so it's Thursday, Saturday, and it's a no repeat. So you're guaranteed to get new songs each night. No repeats, either one. And with fees, which fucking Ticketmaster was $450 with fees, I paid $4,008
$450
for 2
for fees.
fucking tickets. For 2 tickets, 2 shows, but it's 2 tickets. $4,008 was all in on that. So that's where I'm going in October. However, to answer to me how I was looking at the question, and this is all putting all the historical stuff aside.
Okay.
What I would pay and again, it's all with caveats, not just to see a band, because I paid more than that to see Metallica alone, but it included a meet and greet. So I would be willing to pay upwards of $7,500 to $10,000 to do for like Metallica's 50th. It was their 50th anniversary, less than 4 years out. For the 50th anniversary, do a meet and greet and get all kind of like special treatment for that. Here's the big catch that would have to be part of the deal, though. Metallica doesn't sign guitars at meet and greet. Like it's written in bold, underlined. We will not sign guitars. Don't bring them. We won't sign them. I have a custom James Hetfield ESP. It's called an Iron Cross. It's the white one with, I'll put a picture up. It's the white Iron Cross guitar. I want all 4 of them to sign that. And I'd be willing to pay that much to get all 4 of the members to sign that guitar for me.
But that's not going to happen, right?
They won't do it, but that would be my criteria.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not that it's worth that. It wouldn't be worth, it'd probably be worth close to 5, I would guess. It's not worth what I'm willing to pay, but that's what I'm willing to pay for a show.
I might pay that for Libby Dunn, but I don't think that's going to happen either. So I'm going to stick with the Super Bowl.
There you go.
Okay. All right. We're going to end with a quote by Rodney Dangerfield.
Nice.
And he said a lot here. He said a lot. He said, the other night, I had a date with a manicurist. We went to a nightclub. We started to hold hands. And while she was holding my hand, she took my other hand and put it in my drink. Jesus. Because we're the hardest working podcast. And I haven't done the Patreon podcast for a while, but now I can't remember all those. Go to our website, you'll see what we I can't remember all those. Hardest working podcast in 4 states. Tri-state area here, thanks to Tom McElmont, North Carolina, Suriname, and some other place that I know I've been saying I'm working on it.
Yeah.
One of these times I'm going to remember that and actually do it.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week with, and you get an interview next week too, so you don't just have to listen to us two sorry motherfuckers. See you then.